Come on. It's fast breaks. Listen. We back with another one.
Fast breaks, yeah, we coming with the takes. Never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights. Man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands. We run 3-man weeks, Paul, Dre, and Allen, yeah. Way more than a fan. We got love for the game. We don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm to run the fast break. Throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast break. Throw me the outlet. We on the break. It's fast break. We on the break. It's fast break. Let's go.
Back again. Good morning. Ooh-wee. What up, world?
Vocals.
It's your boys, the FDP. Thank you for choosing us this blessed morning as your audio adventure. I go by the name of Ro, the one with the most. The flow is the grossest.
Fix that flow up, man.
Fix the flow up. He said it's the grossest.
Grossest. That man above me is King Dre. To my left is Alan the Man. Over there is PRR Sports, aka Coach Paul. And this little ensemble that we
salute. A very, very polite salute.
This little ensemble that we bring to you every week broadcast, we refer to as Fast Breaks. Get the board off the glass. Fellas, family, how we doing?
I was wondering what you were doing with that motion. At first, I thought you were doing
I had to
jutsu.
say it in the back. That's when you have to, when you say your bar and you got to go get it, leave them dead in the living room.
This guy's feeling inspired.
You got to explain the bar.
This man said before he's got an 808 waiting for us.
It's a fact. Loaded up right now. But that's for later. I got other recording responsibilities.
In fact, Fast Breaks family, if you hear Pharaoh not speaking for a long period of time, just know he's multitasking.
Potentially. How we feeling? How was y'all week, Paul?
It was all right, man. It was all right. It was raining like crazy every day. Then we got an earthquake.
Oh wait, yo, tell me, yo. Everyone give their quick earthquake story. Where was y'all at? Like,
man, I was right here.
I was
sitting right here.
I was at work in a really old office building, and everything just started shaking. And like, I was in like my office, and then me and the other two people in the office like went out the room at the same time, just like looked at each other and was like, "Did y'all feel that?" And then I just started texting mad people to see what was going on because that was crazy.
Nah,
Paul, where were you at?
Nah, I was home, and then I heard everything shaking. I'm like, wait a second, what's going on? And then I started to go upstairs, and then everything. It's like it was crazy. I didn't feel it as badly where I am right now, but like when I went upstairs, I started to see it. But by the time I got upstairs, it was done. So it's like it was weird.
Dre, what about you? You were in that chair. Was the chair shaking?
I was in that chair working. Em was sleeping on the couch, and she woke up first, and she's like, "What is that?" And I looked to the door. I said, "I know somebody's not trying to break in my house midday. That's bold." And she's like, "No, you idiot! It's an earthquake." And I was like, "Oh nah."
Did you reach under your mattress for that thing?
I was sitting in this desk, bro. What you mean? I was just running out the door. I said, "Wait a minute."
Hey, he said he thought someone was
forgot it.
about to break in his house. I wanted to know what his protocol was.
Hey, how bad was it in Jersey?
I said, forget the earthquake, man. I'm gonna rock his world for free, bro. I'm rocking this nigga shit. Let's go.
Apparently, for the people down there. Wait, what did he say?
What did he say? This man.
Not his world.
Make that girl your world.
Make that girl your world.
Hey. There'll be no OVO disrespect on this podcast.
Wait a second. Don't you know he's getting ready to be? Don't you know he's getting ready to be involved in this three-way beef? He's trying to make it a big four.
He's been involved in it for 15 years, and I can give a whole history on a different podcast. We'll start that podcast someday. Where I put down the history of the whole war, hip hop civil war. I'm rolling with Tony Stark. Period.
Hey.
Okay.
Anyway, y'all know where I work. I won't put it on blast for obvious reasons, but you know the kind of building it is. Obviously,
that's funny. I can only imagine what happened.
Well, it's a building that it has to be secure for obvious reasons. So my thing is, we didn't feel it at all.
Oh,
that's when I realized that building is a bomb shelter. Wait, because Paul, you know where I work, right?
Yeah. I think
it's got to be a secure place. So like when everyone texted me, I was like, I immediately ran to the window and started doing this. Because not to be morbid, they was like, "Oh, earthquake in New York," and I was like, "Fam, there ain't no earthquakes in New York. Last time there was an earthquake in New York."
Oh,
like, what's going on, Biden? Say something. Biden, you better tell us what's going on.
There was an earthquake like 16 years ago. I remember that.
Yeah, someone reminded me. Someone said there was an earthquake right before Sandy.
Yes, like a
yes.
Listen, there's an earthquake on Friday. There's a supermoon. I'm sorry. There's an eclipse on Monday. It's looking very Revelations out here.
Yo, did y'all peep the supermoon? Because I peeped it without even knowing I was looking at it. Like I saw it and I was like, "Oh, yo, that's kind of dope." And then I found out the next day that it was.
I didn't peep it. I didn't peep it, but I've heard the conspiracy theorists. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's happening 4.8. The earthquake is a 4.8. There's something going on there.
Here we go.
Oh, nah.
Yeah. Something going on. They're not telling us.
Wait a second, but there was another earthquake last night. There was a 4.0.
You know what my angel numbers are?
What is an angel number?
Don't worry about it. 2, 4, and 2, and 8. But 2, 4, and 2 for obvious reasons. What's 2, 4 times 2?
Oh my gosh.
Oh nah.
You got some news for us on 4.8?
Oh my god.
Yo,
listen, man. We were talking about Resurrection Sunday last week. Let me tell you something.
Lord, here we go.
No. Our Lord is correct. Our Lord is correct. Listen, man. Listen.
You're gonna alienate so many markets.
Alienate nobody. Our arms are open wide. We love you all, man.
You know how we get it done, how we start these recent weeks. This league around the week. Alan, what'd you see around the league this week?
I was gonna say the Bucks. I wanted to talk about the Bucks, but that's gonna be a topic we talk about. But
tell us what happened. We'll address what people have been saying, but tell us what you saw.
Yeah, just what I saw. They lost to the Raptors last night. They lost to the Raptors. That's 3 straight losses to non-playoff teams. Really tanking teams. They're tanking. They're not even non-playoff teams. They keep losing to tanking teams. They're still not doing the pick and roll. I don't know what's going on with them. Their defense is trash. They are now with underdog covers are now on like 15 and 16, which is crazy.
Keep losing them games, Bucks. Keep losing them games.
So they're in trouble, man. I don't know what they're going to do in the playoffs. The race is coming to an end soon. Like we got only a few games left. They still holding on to that 2 seed, but they got a tough schedule coming up soon, and I don't know, bro.
So 2 questions for everybody.
Yeah.
The Bucks have a 1-game lead on the Cavs and a 2-game lead on both the Magic and Knicks. Do they hold on to that 2 spot?
We'll see.
Let me look at the schedule really quick.
No. Come on, man.
No, that's what Paul says.
Well, you think the Knicks will get up to 2, or you think the Cavs, Magic, and Knicks will just all jump the Bucks?
Nah. I think the Cavs pass the Bucks. If we lose to teams like the Bulls, like
the Bucks is not holding on. The Bucks is not holding on. You ready for the final games?
Let me hear it.
They played the Knicks, the Celtics,
Click.
Magic,
Oh, nah.
Thunder.
Their playoffs
and
start
Magic
today.
I
Their
think
playoffs start today.
Hey, wait a
they
minute.
beat the Thunder.
They might beat the Thunder.
No,
they could.
Shay's injured. So
not just that matchup too.
I don't care. The Thunder one of the best.
I knew Shay was injured, but
at least I think he's injured. He didn't play last game and he didn't play on Thursday either.
The Thunder won 52 games. Let's not sleep. Like,
that's a good team. That's a good team.
Yeah, nobody for though.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna predict if the Bucks do hold on to the second seed. This might be intentional because if they hold on to the second seed, they're going home in the first round. Because if the play-in plays out the way it is now with the same 7 and 8 seed remaining the same 7 and 8, which I would predict, I don't think the Bulls or Hawks are going to do anything. They will be playing the Heat in the first round, and they're going home.
Ooh. They could be going. Listen, man. Yeah. When we play the Heat
in the first round, they're going home.
Terry Rozier was looking like he was looking like Damian Lillard out there or something. Like
he's a real Damian Lillard. He's living Damian Lillard's dream right now.
He's been up.
All I know is that 3 spot is dangerous because if Tyrese just gets a little healthier, whoever has to play the Pacers that first round.
Yeah.
But if I'm the Bucks,
I'm more afraid of playing the Sixers.
Well, that's the Celtics issue to deal with, and that's going to be a beautiful first round game, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But the 4-5 is going to be a dogfight either way it lands. I think 3-6 is prime for an upset. I think 7-2 is prime for an upset. The East is going to be wild this year, man. Dre, what'd you see this week?
I was paying a little attention to the Warriors because they were interesting this week. They're trying to make that push for the play-in. They eliminated the Rockets, so I think they're pretty much set.
Bow.
Wait, are they officially eliminated?
I believe so.
Nah.
It's not official yet, but it's damn near.
Hold on.
I believe.
I might be wrong.
I don't know. They're 38 and 39. The Warriors are 42 and 35. I think it's over.
Like the Warriors have to lose the next all of their games.
They essentially do, and I don't think their schedule is that tough coming up.
On the pod.
That's right.
They're not. Oh well, okay. They do have some tough matchups. They have Utah, which is going to be easy.
It's not going to happen.
They got the Lakers, which is going to be a dogfight. They got Portland, which they're probably going to win. New Orleans, which they're probably going to lose, and Utah again. So they're gonna make it.
Yeah. Okay.
They have a 4-game lead. It's almost mathematically impossible.
Yes.
Okay.
So
next week,
we shall see.
Y'all are my witness. Next week, I want my push-up either on the pod or I want you to take a video and play it on the pod.
We shall see.
Listen, but those Warriors are looking better. Draymond, when he's on the floor, is looking fine. Andrew Wiggins. He's finally getting back into form. He had some very tough mental battles to go through this season.
That's sneaky scary. If Andrew Wiggins gets back to the match,
he's starting to get back into form a little bit. But people were sleeping on that a lot about what's going on, but he's had a really tough year. So like him coming back and like
2 years,
being able to be 2 years, honestly, yeah. Him coming back in any sort of form, and then Klay Thompson is looking a little reminiscent. He really is. He has these games, and I think the closer he gets to the playoffs and they're in contention, the better he does because he's trying to go from this to this. You know what I'm saying? So the Warriors team is looking good. I want to see how far they go. Yeah,
I think he's at that age, a veteran, where like he can't do it every night, but like you give him 2 nights of rest between games, and he's gonna show up.
He'll get it done. He'll get it done. So I've said this several times in the podcast. Once the Warriors sniff the playoffs, I can't really count them out. I want to see what's happening. If they secure the 8th spot, they're going against the
8th spot.
If they secure the 8th spot.
Oh well, we'll address that because my around the league this week has been just watching the West play-in situation. So we'll circle back. Finish your thought.
If they secure the 8th spot, they're going against Minnesota, and that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
I can't confidently say I see Minnesota taking it.
Well, the Timberwolves and Nuggets are tied right now, deadlocked, so we don't know who the one spot's going to be.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
The Timberwolves have the tiebreaker, so if they tie, it will be the Timberwolves, but we'll see how it ends up. And I'm going to actually go into the remaining schedule because it obviously has implications that are
of course for you.
But
if
Paul,
they secure the 8th spot,
Paul, what'd you see this week?
Yo, that was crazy. I don't know if y'all saw, but my screen, Paul just like came out of nowhere.
Bro was like the Undertaker. Come on. Paul, what'd you see around the league this week?
Caitlin Clark is literally the female Stephen Curry.
We gotta stop saying that. Caitlin Clark is the female Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. That's honestly
nice.
Caitlin Clark. She's Caitlin Clark.
She play exactly like Stephen Curry. That's all I'm gonna say.
She does. Listen,
Clark.
similar play styles.
Then let's say this.
Let's
say this. Let's not say she's the female Stephen Curry. Let's say she's the second coming.
All right, same thing, but
let me tell you something.
Nah, it's a subtle difference. Let's just say that she's the next. Let's just say she's the next Steph Curry.
And Juju is the next Melo.
Fact.
Oh my God.
Fact.
Juju is the next.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's
Juju
a good
is
one.
the next Melo. Okay.
You wait.
Excuse me.
Do you not rate Juju like that, or you just don't see?
Nah, I mean. No. She kind of reminds me more of like a Rudy Gay or somebody like that.
Oh my! Don't disrespect her.
No play style. I'm talking play style.
Don't disrespect her like that.
What you mean? That Rudy Gay was nice. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?
Rudy Gay was nice.
I'm telling you.
Rudy Gay is top 5 most disappointing players of last decade.
Ooh,
that's very true. Not top 5, top 15. I'd say
top 5. You cannot name 5 players more disappointing than Rudy Gay in the last decade, like from
Andrew
2010 to 2020.
Andrew,
how is it disappointing? We didn't expect anything.
Yeah,
he was a number 1 overall pick.
It don't matter. We didn't expect anything. We didn't know who he was.
I'm
not literally did not know who he was.
I'm not even sure
Lamar Odom's from the season is from the decade before. Not Lamar Odom. What am I saying? I'm sorry. Greg Oden.
That's
Greg Oden's
injuries,
up
though.
there.
Does that count?
Greg Oden's
Does that
up
count
there.
as injuries?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Greg Oden's
Brandon
up there.
Roy.
Derrick Rose. Brandon Roy.
Oh, Brandon Roy. Oh my God.
Brandon Roy was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, but let's put injuries aside because that's not disappointing. That's just like unfortunate. So I'm saying disappointing. Like nothing happened to you. You just didn't become who you should have.
What do you get?
Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins
is more disappointing than Rudy.
Absolutely not. He's a champion.
I don't know about that.
He's a champion.
Fair enough.
He's a champion.
I don't know.
He's a champion.
And he was like maybe second in MVP during that finals.
I mean, if Rudy played on the Warriors, he would be a champion too.
We don't know. That remains to be seen. He played on a lot of good teams.
He did play on a lot of good teams.
He played on a lot of good teams. Whatever. You see, Andrew Wiggins, that's it. You can't really name no more disappointing.
No, I got to really – it's just because I'm on the spot. I got to think about it.
DeAndre Ayton, maybe.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So far, yes.
Dwight Howard.
So far.
Nah.
I don't know if anything happened. Listen, when he was at his greatest –
stop talking about Dwight
That's
Howard.
what I'm saying. He's a top 75 player, man.
I mean, he technically isn't.
Until AD linked up with LeBron, I would have said AD.
Are you crazy?
No, I really mean that. I really mean that.
He's only been in the league 6 years.
Yeah, no.
We might have to do that Tim Duncan.
Marcus Cousins.
Wasn't it 8 years?
But that's injury. That's injury. I'm not checking that. That's injury.
Facts.
Who else? Iman Shumpert. No, I'm playing.
Injury. He got injured too.
It's a lot of injuries. A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can divorce injuries because injuries play a huge part about it.
Yeah.
Like it's not injuries.
Again,
a lot of injuries.
Again.
That's the thing. A lot of these.
He's been healthy enough. He's been healthy enough.
No, he hasn't.
And
he hasn't been as athletic as he was before the injury.
When he's been healthy, he's been pretty solid, but like he's not getting his form back to when he was. He's been injured a lot. That's the thing. We can't talk about like disappointment without injuries because it's not like for the most part, it's not like these guys just became whack one day.
But those are the players that I'm talking about. Those are the players.
Like even Andrew Wiggins. No, that's
no, but those are the players that I'm talking about. The ones that like had all the hype as prospects and just were like busts basically, not fully bust, but like the equivalent of a bust.
And how do we
compared to what you were supposed to be?
When I'm still saying Andrew Bennett because he's number one overall. Do something.
Yeah, but he wasn't a prospect. That was just ridiculous.
That was also a draft year.
That was what?
A bad draft year.
It was overall.
They saying this one's going to be the worst ever.
It probably is. We're more interested in what's happening with Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins and Angel Reed and all of them.
Andrew Bennett is such a bad pick that you're not getting his name right. It's not Andrew Bennett.
What do you mean?
Anthony.
It's Anthony Bennett.
Anthony, oh no.
Yeah. You don't even know his name. That's how much of a non-prospect he was.
Anthony Bennett. Where's he right now?
China.
Might be the G League.
No, he's in China, I believe.
I think he's overseas. I think he did play in the G League though.
Anthony Bennett. I can't believe I kept saying Andrew. Nobody corrected me.
Might as well say.
You know who was going to be on that list, but what was coming off of it before he got hurt? Lonzo Ball.
I got
to think Lonzo Ball was disappointing. I don't think he'd be disappointing.
No, I'm saying he was going to be, and then he got nice before he got hurt.
Yeah,
true.
That's he was really coming up to form.
What would the Bulls be?
Low key, thus far, LaMelo.
He's the key.
Man hasn't done nothing.
LaMelo was an all-star, no?
He was an all-star.
Dumb nice.
LaMelo been very
nice, but he's also like always injured. He hasn't played a lot the last couple of years.
I'm not
playing. I don't know
that clip of
that.
Markelle Fultz.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
I was thinking about him.
How did we miss Ben Simmons?
No, but he got injured.
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is the top of the list.
Markelle Fultz. All right, so
he got injured though.
So let's go. All right, so we got Derrick Rose. No, we said no injuries.
Yeah, we're not doing injuries.
Markelle can't be in it.
Nah, he was disappointing before he got hurt, bro. Don't even do that.
They said he got hurt, and that's why he was disappointing.
I'm not jacking it.
Oh.
Ben.
All right, so wait,
Simmons
2010s. Let's just say 2010s, right? Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz.
Yes.
John Wall?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, injuries.
No.
He was nice for a while. He was nice for a while.
He led the league in assists and all
until
that.
The injuries.
All right.
DeMarcus Cousins.
But he was dumb nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually.
Evan Turner.
He was the future. No,
Evan Turner.
Yeah.
You think so?
Evan Turner.
Michael Carter Williams.
Yes,
Ooh,
absolutely.
Injuries.
No, he was not nice. He was not nice.
He was buns, bro.
He was not nice.
He was nice for 1 year. He was
Hassan Whiteside.
Oh yeah.
He said, "I want to go somewhere out of the country. That's why I'm moving to Hawaii, man."
I remember Hasheem Thabeet.
That was pretty disappointing. Yeah, that was pretty disappointing. That was
the tallest player in the NBA.
Taco Fall. Come on, man.
Derek Williams.
Taco Fall.
Derek Williams is not
Wait.
I'm thinking Derek White. Derek Williams for sure.
Yeah, I remember him in college. He was dumb hype. Huh?
What did y'all expect from Derek Williams?
No,
he was like the number 2
overall pick.
He was dumb nice in college.
He was the number 2 overall pick.
When I saw him struggling to jump over a motorcycle, I knew it was raps.
Who's number 1 over him?
Kyrie.
Yes, I remember people started saying like Kyrie was always going number 1, but people started thinking like
it was a question. Yeah, because Kyrie didn't play like 4 games in college.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Derek Williams, Arizona went on a run. Jimmer Fredette.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what happened to Jimmer because
he was supposed to be the greatest shooter in NBA history.
He still has his shot. He's lighting up China. He was lighting up China for years.
Lighting up China is hilarious.
I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah, it's like him and Stephon.
Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's shot.
Yo, Harrison Barnes?
No.
Actually, low key because they did him dirty in high school. He was like being compared to like Kobe in high school. They put too much on him.
Yeah, they did. He was nice at the Tar Heels though. He was very nice in college.
Jared Sullinger?
Yes.
I don't remember what he was supposed to do.
Yes.
I don't remember anything he was supposed to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yeah.
Remember him and Trey Burke was like two big deals. Yeah.
Yeah. Trey
Facts.
Burke.
Trey Burke.
Trey
He's the
Burke.
next one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But
No,
did he get-
Burke.
Trey Burke
Yeah.
was dumb
Yeah.
nice. There is a long period of time where the best 2K shot you could have was Trey Burke, man.
Facts. That's a fact.
100%.
Ayo.
Baz
This
Napier.
one's gonna be mean.
Oh,
Tim Hardaway
bad.
Jr.
No.
Nah.
He's
not that
he's performing
He's not that
he's performing exactly how he should be performing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
yeah,
You're right.
In
That was injury.
In fact, if the Mavs were a little bit better defensively, he'd be getting a lot more praise because he
Dante
is
Exum?
a great shooter. No,
Oh,
Dante
maybe.
Exum,
Maybe. Did he get injured?
he's doing all right. Isn't he doing all right? He was doing
He's
great.
doing all right, but he was hyped up
top
coming
5
in.
pick.
He got injured.
He's a top 5 pick.
Honestly, that whole draft class was really hyped up.
Yeah,
It was-
Wiggins, Jabari, Joel, Aaron Gordon.
whole draft
Jabari Parker bringing the
Yeah.
big
Jabari
man back.
He was doing what he was supposed to before he got hurt. He looked like the second coming of Melo before he got hurt.
Wait, you said
Oh,
Jabari?
Jabari. You're thinking of
I'm thinking of,
you're thinking of Jaleel Okafor.
Jaleel. I'm thinking of
Jaleel.
Jaleel.
Oh,
Okafor, man.
Jaleel.
Yes.
Jaleel
Jaleel
bringing the
Okafor.
big man back.
Oh,
Phenomenal. Yo.
for definitely disappointed.
Yep.
Oh no.
Very
Yo, where is that
disappointed.
man? Where
We
he
don't
going?
know.
I saw it the other day.
Jaleel.
Oh,
what's he
Jaleel
do?
Okafor.
He's
Yo,
supposed
he
to
just
bring
got
the big
drafted at
man
the wrong
back.
time. He just got drafted at the absolute wrong
yeah.
That's
time.
5 years
What
earlier.
he's doing.
That man was born 10 years too late.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He's only
Emmanuel
20 years
Mudiay.
old.
How much?
He's 28.
Oh, I got one. Miles Turner.
Low-key.
Miles Turner.
Low-key.
I don't know.
He has everything.
Low-key.
Why is he not an all-star caliber player?
He should
'Cause he's on
definitely
the
be like
Pacers,
one of the best.
And he doesn't have the confidence.
Is he not? Well,
He
Give him a
has
few more.
everything.
Give him a couple more years with Tyrese. We'll see.
A couple more.
I don't know.
The boy was
Honestly.
drafted in
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, what I was really trying to say is like if he had Tyrese Halliburton like earlier in his career or somebody of that caliber.
Did he not
player,
have Paul George?
yeah,
no.
but Paul George wasn't passing
Wait.
and setting him up like that.
No, I think he left at that time. Did he not leave into the?
No, he was there, but then he left. Then he left.
Miles Turner got drafted in 2015.
When did Paul
He
George
did.
leave? Like 2017 or 16?
16, I believe.
When did he go to the
I
Thunder?
want to say he went to the Thunder in like 18, bro.
Could have been.
No, it had to
Yeah,
be. You're
bro.
right.
He
It
was
was
with
18.
The,
He was there for a minute.
Yeah, he went to OKC in the 17-18 season.
When did Paul George get injured?
Oh, that's a good question.
14, I
Yeah,
think.
Paul-
It was 14.
It was because it was the FIBA.
Or was it right before 16?
No, it was FIBA. It was FIBA.
That was 2014, and then the Olympics were 2016. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, so I'm putting Miles Turner because Miles Turner had everything. I feel like he was right there with Porzingis as like the best young bigs in the game, and he's just become like a starter. Like a
He's still
solid-
one of the best young bigs in the game. Not young, but he's still one of the best bigs in the game. You can't say he's not.
Because look at where his contemporaries are now.
Who are you considering his contemporaries?
His draft class. So look at where Cat is now. Look at what Kristaps is now. Look at what D'Lo is now.
Him
Look at
and
what
D'Lo
Devin-
are like.
Look at what Devin Booker is now.
Oh, is D'Lo one? Do we consider D'Lo one?
No, he was an all-star. And he's
For 1
and
year?
he's literally but he's also literally setting NBA records this year.
All right, fair enough. All right, you're right. I think this year better save them.
I mean, you like
He's one of the best.
how
bigs.
how much better did we think D'Lo was gonna be than this? Like
Perennial also.
Yeah, he was the number 2 pick, right after Cat.
I mean, he
And he
made
looked like he had
all-star,
all the tools.
all-star by his 4th year. Then he went to the Warriors. He wasn't going to make an all-star team with the Warriors. And then he got stuck up in Minnesota. Like,
Should have been better in Minnesota though.
He got injured.
I mean, he was
Okay.
like he was a 50, 40, 90 guy in Minnesota.
He got injured too.
This is what I feel like people like because D'Lo doesn't make news, think that he's not who he should have been. Like, I feel like D'Lo is exactly who we thought he was gonna be. One of the best
D'Lo on
passers,
the Nets.
best shooters. Like,
D'Lo on the Nets was like,
He was different.
yeah, he was one of the best point guards in the NBA. Honestly,
Is he not? Like, well, how high did you have him when the Nets? Top 5?
I gotta think back. He's
He
definitely
was like a
top
top.
10.
He was like a top 10 point guard, right?
Yeah.
Is he still not a top 10 point guard?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You would name 10 point guards better than D'Lo, and I'm not taking the James
Currently?
Harden, Luka point guards.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Luka's a
I'm
point
not
guard.
taking.
Here we go. Here we
I'm
go.
not
Luka's
doing
a point
There we
guard.
go.
You stop that. You stop that.
No, he's not.
They're point
He's
guard.
he's arguably the best point guard in the league,
No,
man.
he's
I don't know what
not.
you're talking
He's a
about.
Forward. I'm talking guards. Can you name 10
He's a guard.
point
He's a
guards
guard.
better than D'Angelo Russell?
When you say the word point guard, tell me what you mean.
Point guards.
He's a point. Luka is a point
He's
guard.
not a guard.
Was
He's a
Magic a guard?
Yes.
Yes, he was. If Magic's a guard, if Ben Simmons is a guard, Luka's a guard.
Ben Simmons is also not a guard.
What are you talking about?
He's
What
not.
are you talking? What are
Ben
you
Simmons
talking?
is not
I
a
guess-
fucking guard.
What are you talking?
I guess in a
What
few
are you-
years, guards are going to be extinct.
What are
then.
you talking about? No. What are you talking about?
He's not a guard.
Ben Simmons, before he was acting like a fool, was called the second coming of LeBron and Magic.
LeBron
So what
is
are
not
we
a guard.
saying?
LeBron is not a guard.
Yeah, I know. But what was the second name I said in there? Magic, who you just said was the point guard, and many NBA circles would consider the greatest point guard ever. So
Ben Simmons
he's
is not a
damn
guard,
point
bro. Ben Simmons is not a guard. I'm not going
Guys,
back and forth with you about
Guys,
this. I'm not going back and forth with
guys.
you. No,
Paul,
we're not, I'm not
Allen.
doing this. We're not
Even
doing
in Philly,
No,
he
he
didn't
was
play
Ben
guard,
Simmons.
point guard a few
Ben
years.
Simmons is a point
guard.
guard, bro. What are you
He was
talking
not
about?
a guard. He was not a
Ben
guard.
Simmons is a point guard. I'm
We are
sorry.
in the
Name 10
era
I'm sorry.
of positionless basketball.
Wait, all right, so we can go through it. Jamal Murray, Shea.
If you leave a Luka and James Harden off of it, I can't respect this list.
That's a fact. That's how I
They're
feel.
not guard.
James
James
Harden-
Harden's a guard. James Harden's a guard, but
There you
these
go.
days he doesn't play point guard anymore, so I'm not jacking.
Yes, he
him.
does. He plays point guard specifically for the
Low-key-
Clippers.
Low-key, he's the point guard. Yeah.
Like specifically,
For the Clippers.
I don't know if James Harden's having a better season than D'Angelo Russell.
maybe. I don't know about that.
I cannot affirmatively say James Harden's having a better season than D'Angelo Russell.
Because
Can
I'm not even
you?
paying attention to stats with the Clippers. I can't either because I'm not paying attention to stats with the Clippers. I'm looking at like
Okay, here I can name it. All right, so here's Steph Curry.
James Harden's averaging 17, 5, and 9.
D'Angelo's
all right.
probably averaging also 17,
Probably
5,
not
and
better
9.
than D'Angelo.
Probably 17, 5, and 5, actually.
18, 3, and 7.
comparable.
Very comparable.
Very comparable, right? So I'm not jacking it. So
Jalen Brunson.
I'll give you. All right, relax. I didn't even get to the East yet. Relax. I'll give you Jamal Murray,
Okay.
Shea, De'Aaron Fox,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Ja.
And Ja.
I'm not giving you Luka. I'm not giving you Luka.
Luka's the point.
I'm
Luka's
not
the best
giving you
point
Luka.
guard in the league.
I'm not.
What
he's
are we
not a
saying?
Guard, bro.
He's
I'm
a
not.
point
I'm
guard.
not arguing. I'm not arguing.
So what is he? What is he?
He's a guard.
What is he?
He's
A
point
unicorn?
forward. He's a point forward.
Hey, give me Kyrie.
Yes. Hold on. Hold on.
Luka moves like a
I'm
guard.
losing count. I'm losing count. Stop.
That's
Jamal
5. There's
Murray.
nothing to lose count
No,
of.
Luka more of a point guard than
stop,
Kyrie.
Stop.
That's what
OD.
we're talking about.
Well, that's because Kyrie's a 2 guard, and I've said that. I've always said that.
So
He's
then
been a
how are you
two-guard
putting
ever-
Kyrie on the list, but you won't put Luka on the list?
I didn't even say I was putting Kyrie on. That's why I said to stop. Let me count up. Jamal,
We're just
Shea.
beating up Pharaoh right now.
Jamal, Shea, De'Aaron, Dame, Brunson,
Dame was a point guard.
Tyrese,
Yo, why did you set up
Tyrese,
like that? You said
Tyrese,
Dame is a point guard?
Tyrese, Trey.
Trey.
That's
Trey.
it.
Dame is not a point guard if Luka's not a point guard.
Luka.
Yo, do y'all think being a point guard just means you pass a lot? Like, is that what being a point guard
I
means?
mean, you start
I
at the
think-
point guard position, you facilitate the most on the team, okay? And that is the position you run. You are the point guard. The
you didn't say. You
offense
just
runs
said.
through
You just said the same thing 3 different ways. You
That's
didn't. You
correct.
didn't. You
There's
didn't say.
one definition.
You didn't. You literally did not say nothing just now. Nothing.
Are you giving me Melo?
Ooh, all right, LaMelo. Is LaMelo better than D'Angelo Russell yet?
I think so.
Yes.
If you let D'Angelo,
healthy Lonzo is better.
hold on. If you put D'Angelo in a situation where he could just rock out like Melo is, D'Angelo's not averaging 25.
No.
No,
What?
he has actually. We've
What?
seen him do it. We've seen.
Yeah,
him
what are you talking about?
We've seen him do it.
He
What are
will
we
get
talking
25.
about?
He will get 25, but he not getting me 9 rebounds and 12 assists to go along with it.
Are we sure? Are we sure?
And for the record, if Melo is better than
D'Angelo Russell right
now,
if Melo
is a point guard, and the best version of Melo is Luka. Luka is a point guard.
What the hell are you talking about? Their games are not comparable at all. You just look at stats and you just go, "Oh, he averages points, rebounds, and assists, and he averages points, rebounds, and assists.
No.
So they must be the same." They are two completely different players.
Look at the way they look to set up players. They are two vastly distinct players. Vastly distinct. I don't know about that.
Let me say
this. They are.
We are in an
Luka
era
is Bron. Luka is just Bron.
We are in an era of positionless basketball. The
but
point guard, as you know it, is going to be extinct within the next 2-3 years.
Sure, right? But that's why I'm allowed to say who still is one and who isn't. You don't get to just throw people in it because it's going away. That's not how that works.
I think it's
that's not how that works. If it's going away, it's going away.
I think
so we can point out who's left.
I think if you're under 6'5" and you are a ball handler, they call you a point guard.
That's correct. They do.
Well, if that's true, then that's what I'm talking about. If that's true, then that's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about players under 6'5" who are the primary ball handlers on their team.
Actually, if you forgot one, Pharaoh, and I don't know if y'all gonna agree, but because he's sneaky like that, Darius Garland.
Yes.
He's very aggressive offensively too.
Let's go with the definition you created then. Primary ball handler on your team under 6'5". That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That takes out some people.
There's not 10 better players under that description than D'Angelo Russell.
Wait, say the description one more time because I want to make sure I hear you correctly.
Primary ball handlers on their team under 6'5".
Under 6'5".
Yeah,
okay.
under 6'5".
Well, that takes out a lot of point guards. It takes out LaMelo.
Oh my God!
Yes, it does. But I agree with
James.
That takes out James. If you're going by that, then we may not.
Doesn't that take out D'Angelo Russell? Isn't he 6'5"?
He's 6'3".
Are you sure?
He's very
brother. D'Angelo Russell was my draft pick. I picked him.
You didn't personally pick him.
You
didn't go tell. You whispered.
Brother. I was watching Draft Express that summer.
You called Jeannie and he said, "Get him."
I tweeted her.
Whatever you tweeted. No, you didn't. You're lying. You're lying, bro. You're lying. Send me the tweet right now.
Brother, that was 10 years ago. You know how many years ago that was? That was 2015.
And you know what she said afterwards? She saw that tweet and she said, "Yes, sir. You got it. Understood."
Thank you, Mitch Kupchak.
Guys, we've missed it. We've actually missed it. Pharaoh has been running the Lakers since.
No, because you're not about to quit. You're not about to put 2017 through 2020 on me.
There we go.
There we go.
No. Check this.
I disagree with all those decisions. I disagree with every single one of those decisions. They stopped listening to me.
He said I was in charge. It was nice for him.
With those draft picks, I agree with every single one of those draft picks. We drafted.
You thinking about draft picks?
Lonzo too?
Yes, I wanted him.
You wanted him over Jason Tatum?
Yes.
What?
We already had Ingram.
No, that's fair. I feel like most of the world would have did that.
We already had Ingram. Why would I get another one?
No, yeah, that's fair.
I didn't know Ingram was going to be this nice.
Apparently, Kobe said he wanted Tatum at one point. I think I read that somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not.
I didn't know Ingram was going to be this nice.
Tatum.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
we already had Ingram. I was like, yeah, no, we had Ingram and we had Randall. I was like, we just need a guard to put it all together. Like, it made all the sense in the world. Yeah, exactly. It made all sense in the world. We got a wing scorer. We got a versatile stretch four who's also a bully. Like, go get a pass first guard
I'm
and put it
looking
together.
mad LeBron came and ruined that team. I really want to see what that team would look like today.
They were gonna be nice. They were gonna be nice.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Me and my dad
They were
argue about
very
this all
nice.
the time. That like every time I see them do some nice stuff, I'm like,
Just imagine. Just imagine. That team has so much potential.
I don't think everybody would
Jordan
became what they
Clarkson won
are.
6th Man of the Year.
You know who the Lakers are about to draft though?
Zubac.
Funny,
Yo, that would have been bro. It would have been Deal. It would have been
Zubac was
D'Lo,
good.
Lonzo. Hold on. It would have been
Oh,
Lonzo,
nah.
D'Lo, Ingram, Randall, Zubac, and
Nah,
Jordan
they got rid of
Clarkson coming off
D'Lo.
the
They got
bench.
rid of D'Lo.
He's saying if they never got rid of him.
That was the first move that upset me
Oh,
because they got rid of Randall too.
right.
People always think about the second baby core. I'm thinking about the whole of them. I wanted the whole core. D'Lo, Lonzo, Jordan Clarkson, Randall, Ingram, Zubac, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma.
No, that team would have been nice. I'm not gonna front. If they just stuck together like the Thunder did. If they just stuck together like the Thunder did, y'all would have been like the Thunder today.
You can't name 5 better top 8 rotations than that. If you fast forward to what those 8 players are today.
I don't think they all would have been what they are now if they stayed together.
Disagree. Because some of them went to worse. Some of them went to worse situations.
Which ended up being better for them because they got to rock out.
I don't know about that. No, not
like when I really think about it.
I'm saying some of them went through situations that were worse for them.
But if you think about it, like I don't see why not. Why couldn't they just be all what they eventually became to be? Because that's what I'm saying. They don't conflict.
Lonzo went to a situation where the ball was taken out of his hands. Josh Hart went to being not a rotation player, had to fight his way back into being a rotation player.
D'Angelo went to a situation where the ball went in his hands more.
But that was a coach issue. The ball, like the Lakers were his team. Like it was his team. They just didn't like it. And they chose Nick Young over him.
Yeah, they did.
that was the last Mitch Kupchak decision, and that's why he got fired.
I thought Magic did that. That was Magic.
No, that was Mitch Kupchak. Magic came in and fixed it and realized this team needs a point guard. And so he drafted Lonzo. That was his first move. He came in that summer and his first move was to draft Lonzo.
Lakers are fun. Magic just came in, made a few.
Anyway, let's get into some of the topics that we had today. Speaking of guards and potential future Lakers, LeBron James Jr., well known as Bronny, has declared for the NBA draft. However, he has entered the transfer portal, so he's maintained his eligibility for college basketball and flexibility. Any thoughts on this move? Alan, I know you had some thoughts about this.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a smart move for him because he still maintains his eligibility. So I think we talked about it in the group chat a little bit, but now he got a chance to see what the scouting reports say about him. He's going to talk to a couple teams. He's going to be able to just see what he needs to improve on because clearly he's not the top pick. And I think also he might have a chance to like sneak in there, bro. Like this is supposed to be the weakest draft ever, supposedly is what they say. So like if there's a year that he's going to be able to go a little bit ahead of what he's projected to be, why not this year? Why not get a couple workouts in? Why not do some scrimmages? Go size up the competition and like try to like get in there. And if you don't like where you're at, you can stay in college still and like approve for one more year. I think it's a smart move for him. Why not do it?
I agree. Paul, you can go first.
Yeah, it's all about what Bronny wants, and a lot of us are trying to like get in his head and read his mind, but we don't know what his goals are. Like, is he trying to be a number 1 pick? Is he trying to be a lottery pick, or is he just trying to sneak into the NBA? You know what I mean? Because if he goes, the lower pick you are, the better situation you go to. You might have to fight for minutes more, but you go to a better team, right? So
yeah, but what if he gets sent to G League off rip?
I think that'd be great for him, honestly.
It might be great for him too. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe
that's what I was gonna say.
You know
I think in a lot of situations, Paul, if you're done, I can move on.
Now, quick, and then maybe he believes in himself enough to be like, you know what, I'm not going to be in the G League. The reason, like you said, Farrell, the reason he was playing the way he was playing this year in college is because, you know, he had his heart issues. So now he's thinking, all right, I'm gonna be ready, like fully ready and comfortable by the time the draft comes, and I'm gonna just shock people and build a good team. So you know,
I
you
think
don't know
that's
what
what's
his
going to
goals are.
happen. I think that's what's going to happen. Listen, the way the Lakers are presently constructed and the way they're currently standing, if he has any shot of playing with his dad, this is the move to do. And he's showing shades of his father right now because he's putting himself in a situation where potentially he will eat no matter what happens, right? He has his eligibility to return to college if he wants to, right? If he sneaks in and goes to the G League, he's going to surprise a lot of people. People are looking at his stats and being he's not that great and are forgetting exactly what Pharaoh said. If he goes to the G League, I promise you, he is going to surprise a lot of people. And if he sneaks in and gets onto an NBA roster and it happens to be the Lakers, he's in the best situation possible. So I think all of this was pretty well done. I think people that are clowning him on social media and be like, oh, he's going to ride on his dad's coattails. I think he's making a great decision for himself. And he's showing a lot of maturity in a lot of ways. Instead of just doing what's necessarily the cookie cutter option, stay in college for a year. That's the obvious choice. He can do whatever he wants from here. And that's phenomenal for him.
Here's why I like it and don't like it. I like it for all the reasons Alan said. If it's an information grab, right? Like if it's an information grab, that's excellent. Because it can give him an outlook of what he needs to do in this next year or 2 years, right? And it gives him a chance to whatever agent he has, which I'm assuming it might be Rich Paul, to
Probably,
sort of
right?
You know, we assume, but we never know.
If it is, that's crazy.
to open the lines of communication on his professional career and begin having those talks, right? Because up until this point, he's only been doing business deals, right? He's got his endorsements, etc. So, you know, to sort of get, you know, Rich Paul in the room to say, all right, you know, it's time. Like, I'm ready to start having conversations about Bronny and see where those conversations go, right? If he wants to do that. What I don't like about it is that I don't think he could sneak in this year because of his size. If he was 6'8", I would say there are a lot of teams historically that have taken chances on projects, and I would describe his prospect status as a project right now, as a bunch of potential that could turn into something really, really good. Usually teams only take those kind of chances on wings, right? There's not a lot of teams that are going to take chances on an unproven 6'2" guard, right? Because there's not a lot of roster spots for a guard that you're kind of working on. Because when you're 6'8" wing, as long as you're athletic, at the worst, we could put you out there to rebound and defend, right? And we'll work on your offensive game and your IQ, you know, as you age, but at least you have some size and some athleticism. We could put you out there. Like, think about the guys like Jared Vanderbilt, you know, other wings like Jeremy Grant, like, you know, guys like that like weren't super polished when they got drafted, but because they're athletic and tall, teams were like, we can get you out there, get you some experience, you can rebound, defend for us, and then we'll see what the work is you put in and see what you could turn yourself into, right? And Jeremy Grant turned himself into a guy who got $190 million. Jared Vanderbilt turned himself into one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. You know what I mean? Like, they'll take those chances. Rudy Gay, Paul George, even, right? Like,
I was going to say Paul George. He's the first person I thought of.
You're not super polished, but you're tall, you're athletic, you're long. Let's see what you can turn yourself into. There's not a lot of history of that happening with guys 6'3" and under. Like, I can't, like, Steph is maybe the best example, but even then he wasn't unproven.
Right.
People just didn't believe. He was
killing at Davidson.
Yeah, people just didn't believe in it, but he wasn't unproven. There's not a lot of unproven small guards that get drafted on what they might be. I honestly am struggling to think of one in the last 20 years of an unproven guard that got drafted for potential.
What I will say,
can y'all think of any?
Maybe Kyrie, but not even really. Only
not
I don't see Kyrie because of the injury. Because of the injury, so you don't know how much that's going to impact him.
That's a different risk, right? Though. That's will he be what we've seen him be before?
Right.
We saw Kyrie kill.
I think it's the same thing with Bronny. They're gonna go back to high school days and be like, all right, Like
he didn't kill in high school either. And
Yeah,
that's,
but
and
he
that's
was
my
nice for
main
what he
point.
did.
He doesn't have any tape of him showing that he's better than the level that he's been at. Right? Like
I don't know about that.
Kyrie, his high school tape says this guy is better than a high school player. And then even the 4 games he played in college, those 4 games, that tape says this is a pro. I don't know if Bronny has any tape that says this is a pro. It says this is a potential pro. This is someone who's pro gifted, pro talented, but there's no tape Bronny has that said, "Oh, this is a pro." At a guard level, right? Like, again, like when you're 6'2", the threshold is different.
True.
I think if they switch places for your reason, exactly what you're saying. If he switched places with his brother and his brother was in the same situation,
his brother,
he has a much higher
because his brother is 6'8" and he's only 17, and we see the athleticism coming. And he's got a little bit of a stroke. Like I could see a team being like, well, you know what? Let me see what we can make something out of this.
No offense to Bronny, but his brother Bryce looks more like his dad. Much more like his dad.
But that's my thing. That's why I feel like Bronny, you need a year of really good tape. Like we don't have a year of really good tape. Go to college, put together a year where you average like 14, 5-5, 14, 4-4, like just enough to show that you can be consistently productive. Like Bronny showed flashes, but we don't have any tape of him being consistently productive.
He wasn't even a starter.
No, he wasn't.
You said what?
I said maybe he doesn't care about college. Maybe he's thinking, all right, I'm gonna become a pro, even if I'm a G League pro, a overtime elite pro. Like,
okay, but here's now I love overtime elite because now you look at blueprints, right? This is why I say I love that he's going to get information, but also look at the information you have. Look at the guys that foregoed creating college tape to try to skip to being pro, and look how it turned out for them. LaMelo tried that. Thank God he didn't go G League and went overseas. People didn't watch the reality show Ball in the Family. I watched it. I watched Melo struggle.
That was my shit.
My dog struggled a lot. Those first 2 places he played overseas. It wasn't until the 3rd stop in Lithuania where he started producing, and then he put together like really 3 to 4 months of tape.
And he grew too.
And and he put together he was that tall right as he graduated high school.
He was
6'8".
You gotta remember, bro. You gotta remember, bro. He didn't even do senior year of high school.
Right.
They took him out when he was a junior because of what happened to LiAngelo. LiAngelo in his freshman year messed up in China, and they pulled him out of UCLA. And because of that, LeVar said, "All right, well, you're not getting LaMelo either." And LaMelo was a junior at the time. So LaMelo played what was equivalent of his senior year overseas.
Yeah.
Right. And he had his growth spurt. And then he played in Lithuania. He played in the JBL. And only that last few months, that summer, did he put together tape. And then he went to finish his senior year at I forget what the school's called.
Oh, it wasn't Ohio though.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
But then he went and did his senior year. That's why he's low-key older than people realize. Like he did a whole year overseas, and then he came and finished his senior year of high school and then went to the draft. Right? So Melo went pro first, but he had to do a lot and go through a lot, and still ended up coming back and putting together a season of high school phenomenal tape, and then got drafted. Now you look at Scoop, skipped to college, put together some pretty good overtime elite tape, like night tape, but now look at him. Right? Like he needed to cook more.
What about Jalen Green?
Jalen Green was Jalen Green was G League straight?
Yep.
Yeah, he went straight to G League.
He struggled his first year too. Took him 2 to 3 years to really get on. And he's only really getting on this season. Like,
but he looked like
over the last 40.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't look like, oh, you can't make it in the league. He looked like a rookie making rookie mistakes and trying to figure his way out, which is fine.
True.
You know what
I mean, you're right. And I would say that that's data points, right? You got to look and say, like, is this like which of these
feasible?
paths is feasible, right? Like, do you think you can Jalen Green it go G League, and then get yourself polished enough that a team will take a chance on you and put their franchise on you. Because that's the only reason Jalen Green was able to develop like that is the Rockets were like, you know what, we think we could do it with him.
And not for nothing, Jalen Green was a high prospect. Like he was coming in as like top 5 pick. That's not
Bronny was not a.
But I'm saying, what if he's like, I don't care about college, and he's like, all right, I feel like I'm ready now to like take over. I prefer having the freedom that I would have on a G League team, on an overtime elite or something like that overseas.
Well, you got to think about this also. Think about your life. Think about your life, right? Think about your life. Once you make that jump, you lose control of where you're going. So are you going to have the support system if you get thrown over to Utah's G League team? Or do you want another year at home in LA playing at USC?
And would Bronny have that like control you talking about? Again, he's not coming in as a top prospect.
That's what I'm saying. He might get thrown to wherever. Like,
right.
He might be a role player on the G League team at this point.
That's not what I'm saying.
Not like role player, but like a regular star. Like I don't think you'd have like.
I don't know if he's starting on a G League team right now.
Yeah,
there's grown men who play pro overseas that are starting on G League teams right now. Like
he might be like a role player or like a regular star on G League team.
It's not sweet. You gotta have resume, bro. You can't potential only gets you so far. You gotta have resume. And Bronny, he doesn't have a super strong resume in terms of like cachet.
I don't think he started in college this year. He didn't start.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can't be like, you know what will happen to him? You know what would happen to him potentially? Look at what happened to Shaq's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild comparison because that injury
I know, but it's the same thing. He came back from the injury. He had a year in college. The tape wasn't great. He said, it don't matter. I'm going to just get into the pro system. He got off of a favor, let's be honest. The Lakers put him on their G League team. He tried to develop, and he kind of got lost in the system. And now he's not playing nowhere.
Because he didn't perform to the level.
Because he didn't develop. He didn't give him some time to develop. The patience that you have in college to develop and the investment that a team puts in you to develop is not the same when you become a pro. They're not sitting there invested in you developing if you're in the G League. They want to see if you can do it.
But here's the thing, though.
In college, they're invested in developing you.
That's a fact. But here's the thing, though. Like I said in the beginning, it's all about how he feels. If he feels like I am ready and I want to be in a pro system playing against grown men, playing in freer offenses, then it is what it is. I'm
just saying it might not be wise. And I think that's actually the best example of what happened to Shaq's son. Shaq was at LSU. He had just come back. He had 2 years left of eligibility. And he might get a team off a nod, right? The same way Shaq's son did. But then what happens? You get in that G League system. It's a dogfight world. And if you never fight your way out of that, what's your agent going to argue?
That's a fact.
It's a really cold world for these NBA Suns sometimes, man.
No, it is. It really is. It's like I was gonna say, where is he right
now? Same thing, same exact thing, bro. After high school, he went G League. He went to the Utah G League system. Never fought his way out. Got lost in the sauce, and now he's playing in Africa. So if I'm Bronny, bro, you got to look at the examples. Like other NBA Suns that had no tape tried this.
Top tier athletes feel like I'm different.
Is he a top tier athlete?
You gotta have tape, man. At the end of the day, in business, which professional basketball is, you have to have proof of concept.
He's thinking I'm going to prove the concept.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying. Once you go pro, you have to have your proof of concept already. Otherwise, you're not getting no favors. Once you get on a G League team, bro, like to come out of that and make a roster, you have to damn near be an MVP of the league, bro. Like
that's a fact.
Or you have to have had such proof of concept at high school that they really put you in the G League just to give you a year of run. Like that's what happened with Scoot and Jalen Green. They were so crazy in high school what they did in the G League honestly didn't matter. It was just for waiting for them to get old enough to draft them.
Mm-hmm.
Bronny is
That's all
not
it
in that position. He was not a top 5 high school prospect that they're just waiting to get old enough. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying he believes in himself. Probably that's probably what it is.
Dre, I was gonna say something. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Best luck to him, but we can move on. More news: the Hall of Fame class of this year has been announced. The highlights: Vince Carter and big shot Chauncey Billups. Very deserved. What are y'all's reactions to these announcements? Where do y'all think these players stack up all time?
These are top 75 all-time players. They are phenomenal, well-deserved. They had great careers. Chauncey has a chip. He's been on some great teams. He's run some great teams. He's doing a pretty decent job as a coach right now.
Is he?
But no, as a player, he was great. And Vince has put together, there is a highlight reel on YouTube that is probably 15 minutes long of him doing the most insane dunks, one after one after one after one. It's insane. So well-deserved. Big shout out to them. And also Pharaoh kind of rolled it in, but it was, I mean, we'll talk about it after. I was going to say about Rondo. But we can talk about it after.
We can get to that when we talk about where do we think Chauncey stacks up all-time point guards. But what I want to first talk about with Vince is going into Hall of Fame. He's a great player.
First ballot.
I might have Vince on my all-time disappointing list.
Yeah,
that's
low key.
That's
very fair.
He's
entertaining. He's very
Vince Carter is high key the Rudy Gay of the 90s and 2000s, bro.
Yeah, low key. High key. Not even low key. High key.
Like you had everything.
Except the team.
No, because he was on very good teams.
Yeah,
he was on very good teams, but he wasn't on championship level teams.
If he was an MVP candidate when he was on the Nets don't go to the finals.
We went to the finals those years.
Yeah,
Vince Carter, Jason Kidd, and Richard Jefferson. That should.
But Vince wasn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Nets had already just been to the finals years prior, and they added Vince.
They added
and then they don't go back. Like
exactly.
People forget the Nets years with Vince, man.
Yeah,
people completely forget. They act like his career was just washed, just over after
Toronto. Yeah, nah.
Like he just went from Toronto to the Mavericks. Nah,
I can make a case he was better on the Nets because he became like a real scorer there.
He was a more complete player.
But was he better?
He
was more skilled, but I would say his impact on the court actually went down.
Well, so this is the thing that happens in a lot of today's players. And Braun was talking about this a little bit when he was talking about kids are so obsessed now with the bag, right? And
LeBron, you're not low. You're not low.
No, but let me explain how I see it, because it's something I hear a lot. Like if you're on IG and you see a lot of these Instagram hoopers, everybody's talking about, you got to do this, you got to do that. They're talking about expanding their game and adding all these, they're adding a layer in a different area, but no single area is ever deep. And I don't know. I think Vince Carter, in that regard, he became better. As he became more complete, he could do a lot more offensively, but his impact, as Farrell was saying, was better on Toronto, low key.
Like, I have his career stats here. I think people forget how quickly he hit. Like,
it was very quick. He was drafted in 96, right?
His rookie year, he was rookie of the year, and he was averaging 18, 5, and 3, right? Mm-hmm. His second year in 99, 2000, he was averaging 25 and was an MVP candidate and an all-star. In his third year, he was averaging 28, 5, and 6, and 4.
Yeah, man, Vince Carter was a problem.
Like, if you're averaging 28 in your third year, like you gotta do something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what was he averaging on the Nets?
So here's the thing. So his third year, he averages 28. He then in the next few years, and it appears he was injured in these years, so I'll give him that. But in the next few years, he goes back down to 25. In 0203, he seemed to be injured most of the year, but he still made All-Star and averaged 20. 0304 averaged 22, but he played most of the year, so he wasn't hurt that year, but he was an All-Star, but only averaged 22. And he was 27. So you at 24 averaging 28, and then at 27 in your prime, you're averaging 22?
Excuse me.
Injuries.
But no, he was healthy that year. The next year, you're super healthy. Again, you only averaged 24. And that's the year Toronto trades you.
Yeah, man.
And then the Nets, the first 2 years of the Nets, he goes, well, the year he got traded, the last half of the season that he played with the Nets, he averaged 28. So you got mad when you got traded and you went off. But then you come back 0506, and your first full year with the Nets, you were an All-Star, but you only averaged 24. On 47% effective shooting, 43% from the field. The next year, 20
for the time.
No, not because in his second and third year, he was averaging 40. He was at 47%. So you're averaging less points shooting worse when you're in the prime of your life, and you get put on the Nets team. The next year, he averages 25. He makes an All-Star, plays all 82. You know what I mean?
I think the thing with Vince is, and I think he talks about it. I don't know if it was him or Tracy, but I think he talked about it, where it's like everybody doesn't have the same goals in their career. You know what I mean? Like he believes his career was a success because he played so long.
I mean, it absolutely was, and he reached very high highs.
So he would if he was watching this podcast right now, he would be like, "These guys are chatting. We're talking about I'm a disappointment." You see how long I played
in a very narrow way. I'm not saying he should have won a chip or anything like that. I just feel like when you start your career with such a trajectory, I feel like success could be dictated by continual upward progression. And it feels like he peaked very early and then kind of medianed out for the rest of his career. And it's just like, damn, when you have such upward momentum in terms of productivity and impact, for that not to have reached something greater by the time you were 28, 29, you know what I mean, is kind of disappointing.
Maybe it was cool where he was,
especially considering the skill set you have, right? He had everything. So for him to have had everything and to have had such early success, for him not to find a way to maximize that in the prime of his career, injuries withstanding, is just kind of disappointing.
Nah, I'm not. I don't disagree, but again, these guys is their careers, man, and he was cool. Everybody doesn't want to be the greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
You know what I mean?
But should everyone want to be the best that they could possibly be? And this goes back to what we used to argue about when I was saying the best version of a player, right? I don't know if we ever saw the best version of Vince Carter. I don't know if he ever achieved that, if he ever maximized himself.
Now this goes back to what Sebastian Telfair said. I'm gonna quote Sebastian Telfair a lot on this podcast, man, because that was very impactful. Is the goal of making the NBA to win a chip or provide for your family?
I'm not even talking about chip though. I'm just talking about the level of player you become.
I know, but like you said, if he was better, then maybe he would have got a chip.
Look, in life, Vince Carter won. He played 21 years. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest players. We're not saying that. He's not on the list I mentioned before. He's not Jared Sullinger, right? So he's a success. Right? He's a success. Vince Carter's career is a blueprint for success. Mm-hmm. But when there's only so many players that come in the game that have the specific kind of potential of Vince Carter, right? And in his era, it was him, Kobe, and T-Mac.
Yep.
Right? So when you see a player, no, but AI was a different kind of player. He didn't have the full, because
you're talking about the style. Yeah.
Not even just the style, the package, pause. 6'5" and up, long, athletic, skillful.
Yes.
Right? There's only so many players in NBA history that have ever had that. I like to call it opportunity.
Yes.
Right? Like it's an opportunity when you're blessed with those physical gifts.
Clyde, Tracy.
Yeah, when you're blessed with those physical gifts and you train enough to put it together to develop a certain level of skill set, like you have a chance. Yes, like you could say to go to try to be the best ever. Maybe you don't want to do that, but to not push that opportunity to see how good can I get when I have this this package and this skill set.
Some people get to the NBA and they're like, I made it.
And that's what I felt like with Rudy Gay. It's like Rudy Gay, you're 6'8", long, can jump out the gym, got a jumper, got some handle. Like you could push that and become something like Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I love Paul George. Like because I don't even give you the benefit of injuries when I evaluate you on this anymore. Because Paul George had the injury, and he still put it back together because he had the package. 6'7", 6'6", athletic, long, skillful. Like if you maximize that, you could turn yourself into something great.
Yeah, man. Listen, man.
I'll get off it. I just wanted to sort of make that point. Congratulations. I don't want to, poo-poo the Hall of Fame, but I feel like it's disingenuous to acknowledge Vince Carter's career and not acknowledge that he had, an opportunity in terms of what kind of player you could become. That's incredibly rare.
I will say this though. I think this is kind of late for Vince Carter to be getting in. I think he should have been in.
This is his first
years ago.
Isn't this
his first year of eligibility?
I believe so.
I think so. I think so.
He did play.
When did he retire? He retired
2020.
He retired in 2020.
Yeah, he played for a minute.
This is his first ballot, though.
He played 21 years.
I thought he retired like 2018 or something.
No, bro. Remember when Kobe, God bless the dead, passed? Vince Carter had to address it post game, in a post game conference.
Right.
That was his contemporary. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And Kobe had been retired for 4 years by that point.
That's a fact. That's crazy.
That's kind of my that goes to what I'm saying too. Like he's rare. You had a rare package, brother. Like you had a very rare package and opportunity.
So you play longer than LeBron.
Well, LeBron has tied.
LeBron's still playing.
LeBron has tied him this year.
Isn't it 22 years if he got drafted in 98?
No,
and 99. He was 99.
He got drafted. His first year was the 98-99 season. And he retired in the 1920 season. So he and KG both got to 21.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron, yeah. And the Dirk got to 20, I believe, and called it quits.
Yeah, he played a minute.
But yeah, I think that point alone, it's like, yo, you had it, the fact that your body was one that held up for 21 years and you were still dunking. That says to me what your blessing was. You had a rare blessing, man. And I'm not saying he squandered it, because there's a lot of guys that squander it, and he's not even Andrew Wiggins, where it's like we don't even see you peak ever. So I have to give him credit. We saw you get pretty close, right? Yeah. We saw you get pretty close. So maybe it's just unfortunate that he was never able to get over that hump. But kudos to Vince Carter. We'll move on. Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups is in the Hall of Fame. Similarly, Rajon Rondo, who we all presume is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yes, he should be, by
this
the way.
Week. Where do guys like Chauncey and Rondo fit into the point guard pantheon?
They're in the top 20 point guards all time. Both of them easily.
Top what? I didn't hear you.
Top 20.
Okay.
And I think Rondo.
We've done this before. I'm going to start naming names, and you tell me. We'll do Chauncey first.
Okay. Go for it.
Because we just throw out 20, and that's tough.
Maybe 30. Maybe 30.
All right, ready? This is not in order. This is just the list that I have, okay? So don't kill me. Fans, don't kill me, comments. Magic.
No.
Nope.
No.
Steph.
No.
Big O.
Nope.
No.
No.
Stop thinking. Don't do that.
Okay. This next one's actually a great segue, because this person is already in the Hall of Fame as a player, but they're actually in this year's Hall of Fame class as an executive.
Oh.
Joining the rare class of people that are in the Hall of Fame for multiple reasons. Jerry West. Jerry West is in the Hall of Fame class of 2024 as an executive. Jerry West.
No.
I don't know. No, probably not.
No, Jerry
No.
West.
No.
No.
Isaiah Thomas.
Apprehension is not.
Which one? I'm kidding. No.
Isaiah Thomas. Zeke.
No.
Chris Paul.
No.
John
Even
Stockton.
though he has a chip over Chris Paul.
No. John Stockton.
Nope.
No.
Steve Nash.
Nope.
No.
Bob Cousy.
No.
You go to the 50s? That's
What's that? 11 guys you named?
We're at 9. Bob
9.
Cousy.
Okay.
No.
Okay. No.
We got a maybe. So we'll take one off.
take a
We're at 8.
It's so hard to compare to the 50s and the 60s. Man.
I know.
It
So we'll
is,
take it off.
man.
We're at 8.
Okay.
Jason Kidd.
Nope.
No.
Wait.
Gary
No. Wait.
Jay Kidd.
No.
I gotta
They're not
think
better
about
than
it.
Jason Kidd.
No.
Don't make me go on my back.
No, actually, no.
Rondo is
Not better than Jason Kidd. Rondo is not better
Rondo
than
is-
Jason Kidd.
Rondo
Rondo is
might
not
be-
better than Jason Kidd.
Rondo might
Okay.
be.
That's my goat. Jason Kidd's my goat. Don't play with me.
I love Rondo. Rondo's not better than Jason Kidd. Gary Payton.
No.
Ooh.
Yes.
No.
Gary
Which
Payton
one?
was better
Which one?
defensively.
No.
Who's better than Gary Payton?
That's tough.
Both?
That's a tough one.
Rondo's better than Gary Payton.
Rondo is.
Both.
Wait,
Yes.
wait. Now I have to ask this question.
That's a
Who's
very
better,
tough one.
Rondo or Chauncey Billups?
Rondo.
Ooh,
I'd take
I'm
Rondo
going-
over Chauncey.
I'm going Chauncey.
I'd take Rondo over Chauncey.
Close.
That's tough. That's really tough one.
I'd take Rondo over Chauncey.
Close.
I take Rondo. You can't even pull up the stats on that because Rondo never exploded offensively in terms of scoring, but his
That's not
assists,
matter.
the way he
15 and
opened
5 for his career.
Who's that?
I'm
Chauncey.
gonna have you guess.
That's Chauncey. 15-5 is definitely Chauncey.
100%.
9 and 8.
Get the rebounding numbers
Watch
up
the
there too.
stats.
Get the
Watch
rebound
the
numbers up there
stats.
too, and the steals.
Yeah.
The way
Bro.
when Rondo was in his
Bro.
prime, the things he was doing.
I know,
this man,
but for a career, this man's averages are 9 and 8. Bro.
I don't care.
Who cares?
I don't care. He spent
Who
a lot of
cares?
time. He spent a lot of time. Listen, he spent a lot of time surrounded. He's honestly Rondo's the perfect point guard for a lot of situations. He spent a
All right,
lot of
how about
time.
this?
Starting
Let's go
the season.
accolades. Hold on, let's go
Wait a second,
accolades. Let's
wait
go
a second.
accolades. Let's go accolades.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but let me just say this before you do.
We're guessing who's who.
Rondo
Yeah.
was on a number of teams where he was never asked to do the scoring. Right, his entire
couldn't.
job.
No, don't
His
do
entire-
that. He couldn't. Don't
What
do
do you
that.
mean he couldn't?
We're not gonna act like Rondo sacrificed scoring.
Yeah, that's fair. You got to admit that.
That
Alright,
man
but he
could not
he could
score.
average-
Stop it.
But
He
Chauncey
was,
didn't
man,
have
he
the-
was averaging
movement.
triple doubles. He was getting triple doubles
I
regularly.
feel like
10
10
points. 10 points.
Listen,
Yeah, you
when
get
you're
a
saying
dribble.
when you're telling me your triple double is 10, 20, and 10, you're a special player, bro. Come on.
That's a fact.
Okay, but don't act
We're
like
not-
he
we're
was
not-
not
we're not
asked
saying
to
he's not
score. He
special,
could
but
not.
yeah.
He couldn't
Nah,
have scored if
his
he was
scoring-
asked
his
to do
scoring-
so.
His scoring was trash. I'm not gonna lie.
What are we talking about?
He was a good finisher in the paint, though.
He was
Yes,
a
he
great
was.
finisher
He
to
was
the
good
paint, but
finisher.
we're
He
not
was a
gonna
great
act like
finisher in the
Rondo
paint.
was a talented scorer, bro.
He was
And just
who
sacrificed.
Alfred Payton tried to be.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna ruin it because you obviously know which one got a. Well, actually, no. Let me keep it to myself. Well, no, yeah, it's gonna give it away. But so Billups, 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, 2-time All-Defensive, 1 chip, Finals MVP, and a Sportsman of the Year award. Rajon, 4-time All-Star,
Here, I
1-time
like
Steal
that.
Champ,
That didn't-
1-time All-NBA, 4-time All-Defensive, 3-time Assist Champ, 2-time NBA Champ, 1 All-Rookie.
Mm.
All right.
It's giving.
I'm going with the guy that was All-NBA 3 times and a Finals MVP. I'm gonna be honest.
Rondo's peak was higher than Chauncey Billups' peak.
You
as a
can't say
player,
that
it was-
Chauncey was
what's that?
Finals MVP. You can't let.
What
That's my whole point. Actually, I'm taking the guy that at one point in his life was a Finals MVP.
His nickname was literally Mr. Big Shot.
Like I'm taking the guy that was the best
Listen.
player in a Finals.
Listen.
Listen, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, in terms of pure point guard, Rondo's a more pure point guard, but that's not the conversation.
He's one of the best ever at pure point guard. Which is why I'm like, listen, I'm taking.
I don't know, man.
Chauncey Billups was
I watched a lot more
Rondo times. That means he was one of the best 15 players in the league 3 times.
I've seen a lot more Rondo tape. I deeply believe in Rondo, and just the way.
All right, we can let it go. I just wanted to see where we fell on that because y'all was saying that he's better than one of them, and I was like, I don't know if I'm putting Gary Payton. First of all, I don't think either of them are better than Gary Payton, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if any of them had a shot, it would be Chauncey, in my opinion, not Rondo.
Chauncey
Gary Payton 16-7 for his career. 9-time All-Star, 1-time champ, defensive player of the year, all NBA 75, 9-time all defense, 9-time all NBA, and a steal champ. I think people forget how.
No, you're right. I'm bugging.
I think people forget how. You just think about him as like a really good defender. Gary Payton was one of the best guards ever, bro. Like,
dude, that's a fact.
Okay, Russ.
Nope.
Russ is better than most of them.
Who's better than Russ?
None of them.
Not
okay. I thought you. Okay, you're saying no, they're not better. Okay,
yep.
Cool. Here's where it gets tricky. Dame.
Nope.
No.
They're not better than Dame,
tricky.
They're not better than Dame, bro. Walt.
Clyde Frazier.
Clyde.
Hey, come on.
I'm taking Clyde. Come on, man.
As you should. I'm taking Clyde too. I'm
slicing and dicing more than Clyde.
All right. Nate Archibald.
No.
Some people consider Nate in the top 5. I mean,
I'm taking Chauncey over Nate.
I
got Nate and Rondo tied.
That's fair. I actually like that.
I'm taking Tiny Archibald.
Over both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that, but I have Chauncey right there with him. So for me, Chauncey's still holding on to a top 20 spot, and Rondo is not so far.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at
20 players already?
And we're at 14. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's still in there right now, and we're at 14. I don't know if Rondo's in there yet.
Let's see.
I haven't seen a player that I'm taking Rondo over.
Let's see.
Okay, 15, Pete Maravich.
I'll take them both over Pete.
I'll take them over to Pete too. So we're still at 15. We're still at.
I'm taking Chauncey over Pete.
Wait, Pete Maravich?
Yes.
Yeah. Pistol Pete, bro.
Pistol Pete?
I'm taking him.
I'm taking Chauncey over. I'm taking
Chauncey. Was cold, man.
Yeah,
he was cold.
I'm not counting as a spot. We're at 14 still. Tony Parker.
Ooh. I got Tony over both of them.
I got Tony and Chauncey at least tied.
Yeah.
So again, Chauncey still has a
shot. I would
take
Rondo over Tony Parker.
You're bugging out.
I would take Rondo over Tony Parker.
4 titles, 1 Finals MVP, 3 All NBA selections,
on the
6
Spurs,
All-Stars.
On the Spurs.
3 All NBA selections.
On the Spurs.
3 All NBA selections.
On the Spurs.
What does that matter from All NBA?
When you play on a team where
Rondo was a Celtic. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
Rondo wasn't just
he was
there.
He was there. A lot of them guys got washed though. He was still there balling. He had his best years when those guys were washed.
But he didn't make All NBA.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is because Tony Parker played in a great system with a great all-time coach with great players who were still in their prime, and he was given the ball.
NBA?
You think All NBA is pretty merit-based? I don't think so.
There's not a lot of All NBA selections over history that I could disagree with.
Okay, but I don't think
I've done it. I've literally looked at the All NBA teams going straight back to '96, and there's not much of it that I can go. That's absolutely wrong.
That doesn't mean it's merit based though.
I mean, it would be that's what I'm saying.
If you look at one guy and then you look at another guy, and one guy is on a better team and is putting up great numbers, and the other guy is on a bad team putting up great numbers, either one could go on the All-NBA.
Rondo wasn't on a lot of bad teams until later in his career when he was out of his peak. When Rondo was at his peak, he was still making playoff runs with the Celtics.
Those last years on the Celtics, them guys were getting washed. They were getting old. They weren't.
Oh, you forget he wasn't just making runs on the Celtics.
Conference finals, I don't know.
He was making runs on.
Yeah, but he was one of the biggest factors. He became more important after that OA championship every single year.
I know, but to your point, he wasn't on bad teams. He
wasn't on Spurs caliber teams though.
That's also true. No, he's right. He wasn't on Spurs.
Not right.
He is right.
Talking about?
He wasn't on the Spurs calendar. Listen, the talent that the
he
Spurs
was on
had,
teams going to conference finals.
Yeah, even the finals
in the East. Come on. Why are we pretending like the East was not much weaker? It was
no, but I'm saying if you're going to talk about perception, right? Like I'm not talking about like which team was better. If you're saying like a guy who was on a really good team that was winning might get more All-NBA selections than a guy who's putting up numbers on a bad team. Rondo was not a guy putting up numbers on a bad team. Rondo was a guy putting up. Okay, but that doesn't like. How does that equate to make sense for why Tony has more All-NBA? They both were players putting up numbers on good teams.
More look better optics, all of that. I don't think it's purely merit.
What year? Can I say? Can I ask what years? Can I ask what years?
Were a marquee team and really good at the time that he was good. So if he was not making All-NBA, it's because he was not better than
one of the greatest.
I don't know if that's here's the thing. What years? The thing is with All-NBA, right? You also got to look at the years because injuries play a big factor in that. What years is Tony Parker getting All-NBA?
I don't care enough to go super deep into a deep dive.
That's where Paul's point gets in, where it's not always merit based. You got to look at who's available at that time, who's having to get. There are a lot of years. Where if you were saying, well, Derrick Rose never got injured, a lot of point guards would not be all NBA. It would still be him. So that's that's a big factor.
But so what?
So that means we can't always stack all NBA. You have to look in the context of when all NBA is.
If he's hurt, he wasn't one of the best players in the league that year. So you can't take away the fact that the guy was one of the best 15 players in the league that year.
It shows that there's competition.
There are other factors involved. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All NBA isn't the all. But
what do y'all? I don't understand what y'all are saying.
I don't understand.
Guys are hurt, which means during that year they were not one of the best 15. If you ever at any point in your life are one of the best 15 players in the league, that matters. So if a guy was that multiple times more than you,
it doesn't even have to be best 15. Back then, they was doing it strictly position. This is one of the top 3 point guards.
This is strictly position.
So one of the top 3 point guards. So I don't understand what y'all are arguing.
Yeah,
I'm asking the years matter. So you said he made it 3 times. Which years did he make it?
2012, 2013, 2014. So the last years of Tim Duncan's career.
Right, the last years of Tim Duncan's
career. When
he was the best player on the team, kind of like the Rondo you're talking about. When he was the best player on the Celtics.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about, bro? Like I'm very confused.
The point I'm making is he's all NBA. It's positional, right? And Tony Parker's making it over guys that are injured.
Over Rondo.
Yeah, I'm not going Tony Parker versus. I'm just saying.
But they played at the same time.
If they're at the same
Tony
time,
Tony Parker was making it over Rondo. He was better than Rondo those years.
That's facts. That's fair.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, I'll give it to you.
Rondo was a system. Tony Parker played in the system.
Bro, all right, we can move on.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Tony Parker is
sleeping on Rondo, and I don't appreciate that.
Rondo does not have a spot in the top 20 as of yet. Chauncey is holding on to his spot, and we're at 15.
No, we just said he's better than me.
I'm not. No, but that only put us at 15.
Yeah, we're at 15, so he potentially has a spot.
Oh, so Rondo's fighting with a spot with him, right. Chauncey, and Peter.
Right,
okay.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
Kyrie Irving.
No.
Wait, hold on.
Bro, no,
No,
they're not better than Kyrie.
Paul, come
They're not better than
on.
Kyrie Irving. 16.
No.
I'm
16.
taking Chauncey over Kyrie.
Over Kyrie?
We don't agree with you.
No, you're
16.
bugging.
We don't agree with you.
No, you're
16.
bugging. No, you're
We don't
bugging.
agree with
You're
you.
bugging.
Chauncey
16.
plays defense.
We don't agree with you. 16.
You're bugging. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Coach,
I'm
come on.
sorry.
Lenny
I'm
Wilkins.
sorry.
We're moving on. We're moving on. Lenny Wilkins.
I don't even know anything about Lenny Wilkins. So
All right, so they'll get in. Dave Bing.
Who?
don't know who that
He
is.
played in the 50s.
Yeah.
Don't know who that
All right,
is.
so that's I named 20 players and only 15 of them did we feel definitively were over those two or tied with them. So yes, we've done the exercise. Top 20 point guards. I'm glad we did that. Moving on. Congratulations to Rondo on a great career. Congratulations to Chauncey on getting into the Hall of Fame. All right, round robin, real quick to end this episode. Reaction time. Reactions, hot takes. Doc Rivers comments about the state of the Bucks, that he's not happy and that he's been taking notes on everything that's happening on the road and what they're doing and how the team is organizing. Your reactions are what?
That's not what a coach should be saying. That's not a very coach-like.
This is funny. This is funny. I'm the only one who's not happy. What?
Bro.
Why are
Well,
you
he didn't
telling
say
me
it like
this?
that.
Since the second he got this job, he's been acting like he's coming into like a rebuilding project, and I don't understand.
That's a fact. That's not what this is going. He's been misinformed about the assignment.
Well, he always does that though. Like when he coaches, he's a top-down culture creator. So he's not a guy, he's not a Nick Nurse. Like he's not a plug-in, like, hey, I'm just gonna come in and implement some X's and O's and try to get a win. Like, no, like that's why in the Clippers, he was the GM also. Like his perspective when he's in the head coach position is top down, and he has machinations of how the organization is supposed to operate.
That's a very good point. But my problem with him is like, you don't have to completely tear it down. You're coming into a championship organization. They just won like 2-3 years ago.
Just do.
You do not have to be tearing down completely.
Yo, but whose fault is that? If that's what you do, if that's what kind of coach you are, right? Like Dre's saying, like that's who you hired. You didn't hire an X and O guy. You hired a culture guy.
Absolutely. Then that was a big mistake on their part.
Honestly, they should have just gone out and get Stan Van Gundy. Honestly.
Oh no.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Oh no, baby, no.
I just want to see.
Why you say that?
Because all the player podcasts that have come out in the last few years have all revealed to me that players hate Stan Van Gundy.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
I don't feel like I haven't heard that.
Gilbert Arenas, Brandon Jennings.
I feel like Gil hates a lot of people.
Gil hates a lot. That's a lot of talk for someone who only has 3 All-Stars. He's got to relax.
I don't know if Dwight has the greatest things to say about Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Dwight probably would.
If he doesn't,
I feel like JJ has some.
The Pelicans did not have great things to say about Stan Van Gundy.
Okay,
Stan Van Gundy got handled though.
I feel like JJ.
He does not. Stan Van Gundy is shifty.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think Stan Van Gundy knows how to get stuff done, but I don't think players that have been under his tutelage have had the greatest feelings about him. It's kind of like not as bad. I don't want to compare these two players, but just in terms of like what it's comparable in terms of situation. It's like George Karl. Like he's got it done and he's won, but players don't rock with him
at all.
I'm just gonna say they should have never traded Drew Holiday.
No, that was such a poor decision.
They were better off with Drew Holiday.
That was such a poor decision. People misunderstand. No, I fully agree with that.
I would be having more fun if Dame was in Miami right now.
Listen, man. The fact it didn't make any sense to trade Drew Holiday, who at your core is leading your perimeter defense and is creating. He is and it's so exposed now. I love Giannis and I love Brooklyn, what they're doing, but the focal point of your defense was Drew Holiday. Man,
I'm trying to show y'all opinions.
And look how the Celtics are
changing. That defensive player of the year that Giannis got was fraudulent.
Nah, I don't think it was fraudulent.
It was fraudulent.
Drew Holiday. Let me say this, man. Drew Holiday plays like somebody who's.
He did not lead the league in any defensive stat at all, advanced or metric.
Yes, you're right about that.
Not a single one.
If
you look at stats.
Not one, no. How could you possibly be DPOY and you didn't lead the league in not even a singular defensive stat?
Rudy's about to get it without anything. Rudy's about to get that without leading anything. Does he lead anything?
And it's gonna piss me off. And it's gonna piss me off. It's gonna piss me. Don't bring up Rudy's name right now. We're almost done with this episode. I don't want to talk about Rudy. All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Drew Holiday and his former style. Speaking of Doc Rivers and his former style.
My house breaking down.
Another earthquake was going on.
That's why I was like, hold on. Wait.
Another one.
Wait. Hold on. The 76ers. Joel Embiid has miraculously come back from his meniscus tear. Does that,
which is crazy, by the way.
It's not that crazy. It's just a crazy.
It's pretty
decision.
crazy.
No, like physically.
That's the crazy part. No. That's the crazy part.
It's not that crazy, but
not physically. I'm talking about the decision. I thought he was shut down.
Bro, he came back 24 and 6 and 7 in his first game, 29 4 and 3 in his second game. Like he came back cooking.
He came
back cooking, but I don't know. The thing is, like you gotta protect his knees, man. You got him.
If he can cook, if he come back cooking with the roster changes they made at the deadline, like is the East shook? Let me ask it that way. Is the East a little bit shook?
Very much
back?
shook. This should be. They thought the Celtics were thinking they got this in the bag.
And bro, the Celtics having to cop them with the 1-8 matchup, like
they should be like my thing with Joel.
Tatum might be shook.
Like I'm shook, but I'm also like I'm also kind of like he breaks.
Jaylen Brown's gonna have to figure out his left hand.
You know what I mean? He doesn't have like the best healthy injury in the playoffs, and now he coming in off injury. Like I'm shook, but I'm also like he might.
It was a shocking decision. I'm not gonna lie.
The thing I love about this year, and I'm just now realizing it.
This is the best year of basketball in a long time.
Yeah, no, it is, and you know why?
Narratives.
No. On the court, there's nothing sweet, bro.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Like look at the Eastern Conference. Mm-hmm. All those series there's not a sweet team that's gonna make the playoffs.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because if you're the Celtics,
love it.
If the Heat drop to 8, you got to play Jimmy Butler first round.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
That 4-5 matchup is gonna be a dogfight.
Boy,
the Cavs, you can't sleep on them. The Pacers, like I said, the Pacers is not a sweet 6 seed. Like they're going. Those home games in Indiana, you're gonna be running.
Very excited for the Pacers playoff run.
The Bucks might be the sweetest team in the East in terms of the playoffs.
Doc Rivers, look at you.
Listen, Quadis kept. I'm telling you, Giannis, if he just averages like 40 or something like that, which is possible,
just go out and average 40.
Because he's not like that.
Oh man.
Here we go.
He's got to prove.
Yo, y'all don't. You know what's funny? No one spoke about.
What?
The fact that Dame is the one that's coming over after having lost his whole career, absent a few years, that he's the smaller player, but that Giannis said, nah, it's Dame's team.
Yeah, no, I said that before.
He took it back.
Let's be lying.
He's not playing like it. He's playing like it's Dame's team.
No, he's not.
Giannis is dominating.
That's not true.
Hold on.
I don't know. This is
I'm telling you,
a lot of players
act like the Bucks are like a 10 seed. No, Giannis alone is the only reason why they are. It's not even Dame. Giannis alone.
I agree.
No, it is Giannis alone. But he needs. Paul's right. He does have to average. Listen, if he said he's like Kobe.
Who's scoring should go up with Dame coming to the team? Dame or Giannis?
Giannis. Go make your life easier. Go make your life.
That's my point. And that's my point.
You're bugging.
And that's my point. And that's my point.
Out this year.
He is, but he should be having Luka numbers right now.
Agreed.
He should be having that. Is with Dame Luka there. Numbers? He was averaging 5 assists without Dame. If
30
Dame
points.
Was there,
30 points.
That's 3 more passes. Honestly,
30 points. Giannis was averaging 30 points with Drew Holiday as a kickout, bro. With Dame
he
Lillard
needs to have
35. He should be averaging 35.
He should be.
There's no reason Joel is averaging 35 and Giannis is not averaging 35.
I'm so serious.
I'm dead ass too.
Giannis needs to be averaging 35, 9, and 12. I say
Joel
that
is averaging 35, 11, and 6. There's no reason that Giannis can't do that. There's no reason you could tell me why Giannis is not doing that.
Giannis might be the third best player in the league right now. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front.
Listen. The
no,
league is shook. If the Bucks just show y'all in the playoffs that this whole year they were just trying to get the chemistry right, and then all of a sudden, because it's like fight or flight in the playoffs, and everybody just like plays out of their mind. And
that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm
and
hoping.
Then all of a sudden now Giannis is getting 40 and 12 and 11.
He should be.
Now we looking at the Bucks like, oh, wait a second.
Okay, I'm not checking if though. I'm not checking if. I'm saying that's what has to happen, or they're going home in the first round.
That's correct. That's correct. And
that shouldn't be the case with two All-Stars. It shouldn't be the case that one of your All-Stars has to start averaging 40 for y'all to get out the first round.
I think
but it's not just listen, if he averages, let me say this.
Dame got to play better as well, but I think they both have to play better. I think the duo
Dame got to play
is not working because they both are playing less than we think they should together.
That's correct.
Like y'all can't come together and then y'all both are like, oh, we're not playing as well as we should be. Like that means it's not working.
Yeah, this is bonus. So.
Of course, they're both great. They're gonna ball, but they both when a duo comes together, you would think that both of their games elevate from the fact
they should have been Shaq and Kobe. This is
right, and both of their games have seemingly dipped a bit. Now they're not trash. But I would have expected Giannis to be like a 35, 33 point a game guy, and he's down to 30. Dame, I would expect to jump up to like a 28 point a game guy, and he's down to like 24.
At some point in the season, Giannis made a shift, and then he started getting like 35, 40, 32, 35. Yeah. So I want to know what his average was since that shift.
I think it was 28 before. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he was a 30-point scorer all year.
He wasn't. He wasn't. So that's what I'm saying. Like he probably is averaging like 30 something over the last 3 months.
Okay, that's fine and that's good.
You know?
I'm just, and we don't have to get into it, but I'm just, I've had this silent Giannis take. I don't even like the fact
you haven't been silent. You haven't been silent.
I don't like the fact that was like what, like if you the way he's held himself out to be. You saying is Dame's team at any point in the season
disgusting
is questionable to me.
Disgusting.
Because why?
Lying and chatting and saying all kinds of foolishness.
I guess he was trying to listen. I think he was just trying to make him feel comfortable. Yeah. But you don't do that. You don't make any sense.
Make him comfortable. Dame was coming there like, "Yo, I'm playing with Giannis. I'm playing with Giannis," and then Giannis goes, "Oh, we're good. We got Dame now. It's Dame's team. He's gonna take over." Dame's like, "Wait, hold on, what?"
I just had a crazy.
Dame's like, "Yo, but you the champion. Like, you the best player in the world. Like." What you mean it's my team now and I'm going to lead? No.
And now he's showing up, but Dame is so.
Can I say this? And I don't think this is Giannis. But in 2015, KD said this is Russ's team.
What are you trying to say?
Just think.
But
I don't think Giannis is like this.
It was actually Russ's team, though.
That was also problematic.
That's a problem.
That was a problem.
Because then they didn't get it. Because
it was a problem that it was Russ's team.
Listen. There have been thoughts around the league that Giannis isn't staying with the Bucks. Maybe he made that statement and thinking, if we're trash,
this is Dame's team.
He just
if this is trash,
yeah, he did just resign, bro. Oh, but that don't mean nothing in today's NBA. You know that.
That's true.
All right, last topic. Let me get out of here. Paul, my condolences or congratulations. I'm not actually sure how you're taking the news, but Julius Randle is announced out for the season. So the Knicks should win the chip,
Look
right?
At that smile on his face.
There's no choker on the team in the playoffs anymore, right? So the Knicks should win the chip.
And y'all just got Mitch Robinson back.
So y'all should be winning. Y'all should definitely be going to the finals, right? You don't need Julius Randle, right? He chokes in the playoffs. You don't need him.
This is what I will say, right? This is the very reason why we should not have traded Obi Toppin, and we should have kept Obi Toppin. That's the first thing. The second thing, I was more concerned about OG Anunoby than Julius Randle.
So you're good. So y'all should go to the conference finals.
We can still go to the conference finals.
OG might be out.
No, not still. It should be should because Julius Randle was the problem and he's gone now. So you should be good, right?
We don't have a viable backup for him. We traded his backup. That's the problem. So when OG Toppin goes to the bench,
so was he the problem or not?
Was he in the playoffs? Yeah.
So that problem is gone. So you should be good.
No, because the backup who was supposed to who was supposed to be plug and play in that situation is no longer there. Our backup power forward for most of the year was Josh Hart. We devoted our team to Julius. We sold out to Julius Randle. So when he's not here, now we're in problems because we decided to devote our team to Julius Randle. Now that being said, OG Anunoby, listen, Julius or no Julius, I don't want to see the Magic in the first round.
That's a fact.
Yes, I am.
Imagine a really good defensive.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see the Magic in the first round. It's clipped.
You got no one to guard Paolo.
Julius going to guard Paolo.
That's a fact. Paolo would eat.
I watched the game. Julius could not guard Paolo, and Paolo is more decisive than Julius. Mm-hmm. He shot more jump shots than Julius this year because for some reason the Knicks told Julius, "Oh, get back to your bully ball. We want less threes this year," which is, we see now all that bully ball and running to the paint and all of that. Now he got a shoulder injury.
Hurt him. He was not built for that. And everyone was telling me he's one of the strongest players in the league.
That's how he got hurt. That's how he got hurt earlier in his career, and that's why
he was getting away.
The jump shot, and then he was a mid-range monster. And then y'all kept yelling at him for shooting mid-range and told him to go back and drive. And now he gets hurt. So what do you want, Knicks fans?
It's not the Knicks fans. It's not the Knicks fans. It's Tom Thibodeau. We loved all them three. He was shooting a high percentage.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
In the regular season,
he just lied to the American public.
In the regular season, we didn't love all them jump shots.
What do you mean?
In the regular season,
you're lying.
Wait. You're telling me the regular season?
Paul's right.
Crazy.
Paul's right. Paul has always only said he's trash in the playoffs.
Thank you.
No, but he's lamented Julius's play style.
Yeah, he has
trying to shoot mid ranges, trying to shoot up the dribble. He's lamented it.
He's lamented the impact in the playoffs, but he hasn't lamented the shot selection.
That man made all them jump shots in the regular season, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen,
he made a lot of those bad shots in the regular
I know, and I remember you calling him the next Melo.
So therefore, what are you talking about?
Then you turned on him, but we could,
because of the playoffs.
Let's
if LeBron James averaged 30% in the playoffs, you would talk the same way.
The real Melo.
I would never fix my face to stick on the king like that.
Foolishness.
I would never fix my face.
We're not doing that. We just
I would never fix my face.
Son of a, we don't even know.
We're not taking that.
I would never fix my face to speak on the king like that.
That man.
Since you brought him up, I hadn't spoken about the Lakers this weekend, but since you brought him up, since you brought the king up, all I'm going to say is 10 games over 500 for a bad team, 2 games out of the 6th spot, and the Suns have the hardest schedule going down the stretch. The Kings have been losing. The Pelicans have been losing. Yo, Mr. Clipper, I hope you noticed that the Mavericks have gotten to the 5th seed, which means you're going home in the first round.
That's funny. Is that man on right now? Let's see if he's in the
You're going home in the first round.
He's probably saying F you right now.
No, because he knows he didn't want to see that man Luka.
Luka plays them like they stole something from him every time.
The Pelicans held on to that 5th spot.
They did steal something from him all those years ago, man.
Bro, the Clippers are going home, bro.
He dead hates the Clippers, bro. He dead hates the Clippers. Luka might be the spiciest player in the league.
Yo, and don't sleep that Kyrie and Harden got static too.
That's a fact, actually.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The Clippers are going home.
Yeah. He said, "I've never been scared of the Mavericks."
Yeah, all right.
The Clippers are going home, and if the Lakers get into the 6th seed, our first round matchup is the Thunder. Good luck, everybody else.
The Lakers might be going home.
Don't sleep.
What?
Don't sleep.
What?
If Shea comes back, if Shea comes back,
If y'all think
I said might.
If y'all think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in his first playoff run ever is taking out LeBron James and Anthony Davis in the playoffs, y'all have lost your mind.
Can I ask you something?
Y'all have lost your mind.
What happens if he does?
Andre,
What happens if he does?
Andre,
What happens? Yes.
That Holmgren can't guard anybody right now.
Anybody, bro. What are you talking? Anthony Davis
Right.
has been averaging
Davis might murder
33
him.
and 15 for the last 2 months, basically.
Anthony Davis.
And you
might
trying to
murder
tell
him.
me Chet Holmgren is going to do anything with this man in the
You
playoffs?
can't do anything.
Anthony Davis might murder him.
We're
Actually,
gonna
you're
see.
right.
I think the Thunder got a chance to surprise people.
I'm
right?
actually praying. I need us to either get to the 6 and the Nuggets get to 1, or if the Nuggets get the 1, then I'm cool with the 8. I mean, I'm cool with 7.
I was gonna say,
Go.
I'm like,
I'm
that's a
gonna
wild
be
take.
3 and 6. Watch.
Huh?
It's gonna be 3 and 6. They're gonna shoot up to the 6. Nuggets gonna drop down to 3.
I really hope
That's
not.
so funny. That's
really
so
hope
funny. They might do it on purpose. They are gunning for you right now. I hope you realize that. They are watching you.
I would just like
the
to
Suns
say,
to play the Nuggets. I need the Suns to play the Nuggets in the first round.
I would just like to say,
I just wanted you to say the Nuggets are watching you.
I would just like to say,
You know that, right?
I would have appreciated. I would just man, Andre, keep talking. I would have appreciated this level of parity in 2017, 2018, and 2019.
Oh, you're not gonna do it. Don't you say his name. We're
It
ending the
couldn't
pod.
happen.
We promised y'all we would.
You know why?
No,
Tell me.
stop.
Paul, tell me.
We promised the
Paul,
people we
tell
would not
me.
do 2 hours today. We're at 150.
Paul,
Let's
tell
end it.
me.
Let's end
Paul,
it. Let's
tell
be
me.
men of our word.
Is it
Let's be men
because
of our
of
word.
somebody? What's
Let's
his
be men
name?
of our word.
Say his
Let's
name.
Let's be men of
Paul?
our word. Let's be men of our
Paul?
word.
What's his
Let's be
name?
men of our word.
What's his name?
Let's be men of our word.
Who did it?
Hey, yo, thank
Who
y'all for joining us
ruined
this
the
week.
NBA?
We appreciate
Who
y'all
ruined the NBA?
coming at y'all every week. We promise y'all we'll be under 2 hours, and we're good. We're ending at 150. Let's see if we can get to 145 next week. It's Fast Breaks.
Hey.
We out.
Come on. It's fast breaks. Listen. We back with another one.
Fast breaks, yeah, we coming with the takes. Never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights. Man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands. We run 3-man weeks, Paul, Dre, and Allen, yeah. Way more than a fan. We got love for the game. We don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm the run the fast break. Throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast break. Throw me the outlet.